I've been sick the past 4 days or so. And while being sick is just a part of the human experience, boy, has it put stuff into perspective, and boy, has it garnered up one of my biggest fears yet again. What if this is all for nothing? I might sneeze, I might cough, I might sniffle or sound like I have a headache, and it's all very true at this moment. But what being sick has taught me is life isn't guaranteed. I mean, God forbid this happens. I really hope it doesn't. This is just bad voodoo. But for the sake of the video, I very well could get randomly diagnosed with a disease that gives me a limited amount of time to live, right? That's morbid, I know, but bear with me, okay? You never know when something unexpected in life will happen like that. Life isn't to be taken for granted. So many times I've heard things like, live like it's your last day or make every day count. And I look at my life and I'm like, damn. Dude, my life feels so boring. My life feels so predictable and repetitive, and oftentimes the furthest thing from exciting. If you take a microscope and look at my life, zoom in on it, focus of clarity, and we examine it for a minute, let's take a look. I wake up at about 5:35. I'm out on the road by 6 a.m. I usually run 6 to 7 miles. I stretch, eat breakfast, go to work, get home from work, daddle for like 10, 15 minutes, change, do what I gotta do, go to the gym. Once I'm at the gym, pump some iron, get home, eat food, work on a passion project. My life is so routine and so copy and paste, bro. It feels like I'm constantly working towards something. But my greatest fear is that what I'm constantly working towards is all for nothing. There are so many things I love in life. I think life is like the biggest gift ever presented to us, no matter the difficulty of it. I know some of us were spawned in on hard mode, and I know some of us were spawned in on beginner-friendly mode. I feel like I was spawned in somewhere in between. I know I have it nowhere near as hard as other people have it, but I also feel like I have my own set of challenges that make me unique from most people. I found that I love the fitness journey I put myself on. Most of the time, I really do enjoy my career. I know sometimes I bash it and sometimes it can be a little rough. To be honest, it is a little rough in the first few years, but once you make that career conversion and you become a solid letter carrier who is not just a substitute anymore, it is a great place to be and a very reliable place to be. And there is, like, I don't really want to bash it too much. It's okay. I work hard at managing all the money that comes in because I want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for the future. So my financial goals, I try to juggle all my relationship, including friends, significant other, and even family. And I also really try to juggle passion projects that light a fire under me, like this YouTube channel. It's something that I've always wanted to do as a kid. I remember when I was 14, even earlier than that. Heck, I think I was like 11 to 14, 15. I was making YouTube videos. I had an account called On a Boat 97. That could be a whole separate video. I had that account. I made Minecraft and Call of Duty videos. And I just talked about whatever I wanted to talk. I remember I had boat stories. Like, YouTube has always been in the cards for a passion project of mine. And I'm so happy I get the chance and opportunity to work on it now. But the point is, I have so many things I work on to bring a purpose to my life. But what if it's all for nothing? All right? Let's take a step back. You know how many movies there's been about like AI taking over, robots taking over? You know how many movies there's been about World War III happening and we're all obliterated? You know how scary it is to think that we could die a premature death? Like, life isn't guaranteed. We're not guaranteed to live to 80 years old or 100 years old. I could live to be 30, I could live to be 28, or I could live to be 113. You just don't know. And that's part of the beauty of it, because you don't, if I knew I was going to die at 29, I'd be freaking scared, and I wouldn't be able to live each day the way that I do now, for better or for worse. But sometimes I do believe that ignorance is bliss. That's besides the point. We just don't know if this is all for nothing. I don't know if all the financial moves I put in right now, investing, saving, living below my means, I don't know if that's all going to pay off in the decades to come. I don't know if the fruits of my labor will be bared by my children and they'll get the benefits of what unfortunately couldn't be passed down from generation to, you know what I mean? Nothing is guaranteed, and it's so freaking frustrating, and it's such a big fear of mine. Does anyone else get like random dreams that like their existence doesn't matter? Is that just called a midlife crisis? Is that just called an existential crisis? Is it just me, or is it like everyone too? I'm hoping it's everyone, or mostly everyone. It's a bad feeling, but I'm pretty sure it's just a human experience. One thing I think I have to give myself more grace with is calling out of work. I explained I was sick at the beginning of the video. I still don't really feel that well, but it started over the weekend. Starting Monday, it was probably at its peak. I had full body chills, fever, didn't sleep at all, the whole 9 yards. Could have been the flu, could have been a cold, but I called out of work on Monday, and I felt terrible for it. I felt terrible. But you're given sick time. You should be allowed to use that sick time. And I think that should relieve the voice inside the back of your head from giving you grief about what you should and shouldn't do. If you're sick and you use sick time for being sick, allow yourself to be sick. But in my mind, I just kept thinking, man, I gotta be at work. I'm doing the company a disservice. In the grand scheme of things, life will go on, your career will go on. Your presence at your job doesn't make or break the whole company. Like you have to prioritize yourself first, because no one else is going to prioritize yourself first. And if you don't prioritize yourself first, you won't be able to build life to be the things you want, even if this is all for nothing. It's very pessimistic to look at life as just a ball of nothing and just a waiting period between death, but that's why you gotta make the most of what your life is right now, because life is a lot of fun. I find so much fulfillment and enjoyment in a lot of things I do. The passion project, the running, and even if I were to die tomorrow, there are a lot of things I would be very proud about. I've accomplished some pretty cool things in my life, even at the ripe age of 27. I think there are a lot of more things I want to accomplish in life. Some of the biggest things being the growth of this channel. I would love to be inspiring to people and have teachable moments for not only myself, but for others. I find being a teacher and being a guide one of the most ultimate fulfilling things in life. A lot of people tell me I should be a personal trainer at work. I get on people for doing something that we do almost every day. It's like a push-up club. I get a couple people to run with me in the morning a couple times a week, and we call it Run Club. I'm very good at motivation and inspiring people, and it just brings so much of a wholesome feeling to me, and I want to expand that in as many ways as I can. So for my life to mean something, I want my life to touch other people's lives. Even if life ultimately means nothing at the end of the day, it will have meant something if it means something to other people too.